The laughter echoed through the hangar, sharp and unrelenting, bouncing off the cold metal walls. She stood frozen, a crate slipping from her grasp as the last snicker died into the air. Every eye turned toward her, judging, mocking, assuming she was nothing more than another green recruit unworthy of attention. But they were wrong. Terribly wrong. She wasn't just a rookie. They had no idea she was the base's incoming Admiral. Before I tell you what happened next, tell me in the comments where you're watching from. I love knowing who's listening. Her hands trembled slightly, betraying the storm she kept tightly locked inside. She could feel the heat of embarrassment rising, the sting of every whispered insult carving at her resolve. Yet beneath that a calm settled, like a river flowing silently under ice. She had been here before, in other forms, facing eyes filled with doubt, seeing the same judgment mirrored back at her. And she knew that sometimes the best response was not fury, it was waiting. The soldiers around her, unaware of her true rank, continued their small cruelties. One clumsy push, one sharp comment, one snide remark after another, each meant to humiliate and diminish. The air smelled of sweat and oil, the late afternoon sun streaming through the hangar windows catching dust motes that danced like tiny spirits in the light. Every heartbeat of hers rang louder than the mocking echoes around her. She thought she'd never face them again. She was wrong. Days passed, each one a meticulous test of patience and observation. She walked among them, every step calculated, every word measured. She saw the strengths and weaknesses of her troops, the loyal, the reckless, the anxious, the bold. She memorized names, gestures, habits, and they, in their ignorance, continued to underestimate her, seeing only the surface, a new recruit among many. Then the day came. A sudden emergency swept through the base. Smoke curled from a mishap in the training grounds, alarms blared, and soldiers scrambled in confusion. Orders needed giving. Quick decisions could save lives. Chaos demanded leadership, and she moved forward, her presence slicing through the panic like a blade. Every command was precise, every instruction clear. Soldiers stopped in their tracks, following her without hesitation. They didn't see the rookie they had humiliated. They saw the Admiral who could save them all. The soldiers who had mocked her first were now frozen in disbelief, eyes wide, mouths agape. One by one, recognition dawned, then respect. The very ones who had laughed now followed her every word. The hangar, once filled with ridicule, was now a synchronized dance of discipline, courage, and order. Tools clattered in unison, boots struck the floor like percussion, and bodies moved as a tide under her direction. It was breathtaking, a moment that would be remembered in every heart present. The moral tension was undeniable. How many had treated her poorly? How many had judged before knowing? And yet, in the storm of chaos, she had chosen not revenge, but demonstration. She wielded authority with patience and integrity, showing that true power came not from humiliation, but from measured, decisive action. After the chaos subsided, the soldiers gathered, silent and watching. Her eyes scanned the room, landing finally on the one who had shoved her crate and laughed at her mistakes. He looked away first, shame overtaking his pride. She walked toward him slowly, each step deliberate, and extended her hand. He froze. Anticipation held everyone in suspended breath. "Learn from this," she said softly, yet every syllable carried the weight of command. "You can always rise even after you fall." The soldier, trembling, took her hand. The crowd exhaled collectively. Respect, earned through courage, patience, and intelligence, replaced fear and mockery. The base had witnessed not just authority, but wisdom. And in that moment, she had changed the lives of every recruit, every soldier, for the better, because kindness doesn't vanish. It waits, and it finds its way back. Sunlight filtered through the hangar again, painting the room in golden warmth. The dust, once a haze of humiliation, now shimmered like tiny sparks of hope. Every soldier carried a lesson in their hearts. Mistakes could happen, chaos could strike, but integrity, patience, and courage always left a mark. The young recruit who had been humiliated was now the anchor of their respect, a beacon in a world where judgment often precedes understanding. If this story touched you, comment below with a moment that taught you the power of patience and respect. And don't forget to subscribe to Whispered Words, where every story reminds us that true courage and humanity always find their way, even through the most unexpected trials. Your next favorite story is just a click away.